Welcome everybody to the Final Score. I'm your host Nicholas Marcinov, and today I am joined by my good friend Chris, the Dolphins fan. Say hello, Chris. Indeed. So, welcome to the show. This is our NFL Week 2 predictions, where I've challenged my friends to basically who can predict the NFL season the best. And so far, here's the rankings. Right now, leading us is Tanner with an 11-5 record, followed by Chris, who went 6-10, followed by myself, 9-7, and then Ben and DJ are both 6-10. So just a disclaimer that Ben, Tanner, and DJ aren't here. Ben and Tanner both have school and work. DJ is off doing DJ things. It's very important DJ things.
Yeah, very important.
Very important. So last week we had a couple of upsets and everything. Will that trend continue in week 2? Well, we're going to try and figure it out for you guys tonight. What do you say, Chris? How about we just jump into things with the Chargers at Chiefs?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and talk about the Chargers and Chiefs. Last week, Chargers, lots of offense against the Raiders. That game felt like it was over before it even really began. And then the Chiefs, dude, we both picked the Cardinals to upset the Chiefs at home, and the Chiefs just made us look like stupid idiots. I'm going to say that even without Tyreek Hill, I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are most likely going to win this game against the Chargers. I know it's supposed to be Chargers season, but last week showed me you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going the opposite route. Fortunately, because last week I feel like we had a lot of duplicates between you and I, but at least we're starting off with a difference.
All right, well there you go, the Thursday night matchup, big divisional game too. That should be a fun one. How about you go ahead and talk about this next game, the Dolphins at Ravens? All right,
well you already know Dolphins beat the Patriots. They always beat them at home. Unfortunately, unlike last year where this happened, my boy Robert Hunt, got himself a unofficial touchdown against the Ravens. But I don't know, the Ravens look kind of good, I guess. I don't remember who they faced last week. It was just that I remember the Jets. Oh, the Jets. Give me the Dolphins.
Ooh, all right. Well, I think I'm going to go with an opposite pick of you. I'm going with the Ravens.
Wow.
And that just came down to really you breaking it down. I was going to go Dolphins, but then I was like, no, it's gonna be the Ravens. They still have Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry, bro. I am sorry.
Hey, who's better swimmer, Lamar Jackson or
a
dolphin?
Hey, that's true. And maybe this time, no cars will catch on fire at a Dolphins game.
Hopefully.
Let's go ahead and talk about my second favorite team. It's not the New York Jets, but the Jets are going to the Cleveland Browns, who just displayed a brand new field with Brownie the Elf taking center stage. Now, why is that important? Well, because that's all part of the strategy. You see, the Browns are going to make sure that the Jets are as uncomfortable as can be playing in Cleveland. And you're already uncomfortable as a Jets fan watching Joe Flacco take the field for you. And so I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns and the dog pound. They're just going to get in there and they're going to smash up the Jets real nice.
I don't know why, but you saying all of that, the very end, reminded me of back in the barnyard where the husband is like, there's a cow farm. There's going to be cows outside.
I was thinking then and a little Steve Austin. So
yeah, but unfortunately for the Jets, they don't have prime Joe Flacco, so I'm going to give it to the Browns.
Did you hear that Robert Saleh is taking notes of everybody who's dissing on the Jets? Well, I hope he's taking notes of the final score. We are the biggest just admitters that the Jets already suck.
Yeah, every year is a big old kick to the nuts.
Yep. Sorry, Robert, but you chose the wrong job.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup of the Commanders at Lions. Care to do the honors?
Yeah. So the Lions actually did pretty decent against a very scary looking
team.
Philadelphia Eagles team, and the Washington Commanders did an okay job, I guess, against, what was it, the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually was going to pick the Commanders, but...
Because I talked to you.
Yeah, because you had explained to me that, and I actually saw the score, and they actually, the Lions did pretty damn good. So I think that this might be a trend upward, maybe.
This is why we should not talk before we record things, Chris. I'm going with the Lions. I think that they are going to just bite the ankles of the Commanders.
Yeah, they're going to gnaw on some ankles.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to Colts at Jaguars. So, really weird game last week between the Colts and the Texans. That was our only tie last week. Could have been argued that 2 games would have ended in a tie. But, was not expecting that from the Texans. Certainly wasn't expecting that from the Colts. You would have thought that upgrading from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan, it would have been a surefire win, but that's just insane. The Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014, and the Jaguars are trying to show that they have something. Call me insane, but I'm going to actually, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot for picking the Jaguars twice. But hey, they haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. Yeah, no, that's the right choice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I just stick to my guns.
I think just with Matt Ryan in his first game in Indianapolis, I think they were a little shaky. So that's why I'm going to maybe try to see if they can, get a win this week.
We'll see. I hope I'm not wrong because I really want the Jaguars to succeed. I want Trevor Lawrence to succeed, but we'll see what happens. Panthers at Giants.
Panthers at Giants. Oh, man, God. Well, both teams lost. One was significantly better. Well, better.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville, I don't know. I know that the Giants' defense, from what I've been seeing over the past few years, has been pretty good. So do I trust him?
I don't trust either of these teams.
You got a coin to do a coin flip?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, heads Panthers, tails Giants.
Yeah.
I'll join you on this also, so I'll also flip a coin. And that is tails.
Oh, so God.
You are going with the Giants.
Oh, boy.
Yep. And my turn. Heads, Panthers, tails, Giants. It is also tails, so I'm going to be going with the New York Giants and the G-Men. Oh, that's just... Oh, it doesn't feel good at all.
Watch us only be watch the two of us be the only... Yeah, the only two that pick the Giants. Everybody else picks the Panthers, and they end up winning.
Yep, that's definitely what's going to happen. All right, Buccaneers at Saints. This matchup is going to be interesting because the Buccaneers didn't really feel like the Buccaneers on Sunday night against the Cowboys. And Tom Brady, he's still going through some stuff. They injured Dak Prescott. The Saints had that big comeback against Atlanta Falcons. And that's the thing is, like, the Saints did not start off hot at all. It wasn't until the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left that they turned on the Jets. I don't want that to happen again. I think that if the Saints start off slow, that's going to be too late for them. So even though the Buccaneers haven't beaten the Saints in the regular season for the longest time, I'm going to give it to the Buccaneers. I think they're going to just beat up on my Saints.
Yeah, with Jameis Winston being questionable, here's the thing:
Kamara hurt his ribs.
Oh God, yeah. You know what? Never mind. Just give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I hate it, but I gotta do what I want to win a jersey, right? Win another.
Yeah, yeah, another one.
Yep. All right, so moving on to the Patriots at Steelers. Take it away.
Okay, so unfortunately for a certain somewhat, the Patriots had lost last week against my Dolphins, and the Steelers had a surprising win against the Bengals. So this is one where it's kind of tough, and I'm gonna be playing in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say it, and I reluctantly say it. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. Okay, well, at least we agree on something.
Mitchell Trubisky impressed me. They went up against the defending AFC champion.
Yeah.
And Patriots couldn't do anything against you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with the Steelers.
All
Plus,
right.
they have that really great defense. So
yeah, I mean,
gonna be a
defense.
tough matchup.
I think the defense pretty much carried them last week.
It did until it decided that it was going to fail also. All right, Falcons at Rams. So again, the Atlanta Falcons, what happened? They were so good up until the last 10 minutes of the game, and then they just decided, that was enough. They only played 50 minutes.
It's the exact thing that's happened ever since that World Series, that Super Bowl against the Patriots, where they were up 27-3.
Yep. And then the Rams got embarrassed at home in the very first game on prime time against the Bills. But I'm going to say it's a bounce back week for the Rams. They're going to look more like the champions than. Yep. Yeah, you agree.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the Falcons are still probably the worst team in the league. So
second worst against Jacksonville.
Against the Jets.
Wait, actually maybe third.
I know we have a 3-way tie right now. Seahawks at 49ers. Oh, please talk about the big upset here. Just briefly.
Man. Russell Wilson thought he was going to have himself a comeback game in Seattle.
He thought he was going to ride.
Yeah, he thought he was going to ride, but instead they decided to kick.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense. The Seahawks, I wasn't really too impressed. Well, either of these teams I wasn't really impressed with. But I feel like the 49ers are just a tad bit better. Yeah, they got embarrassed by the Bears, but they didn't have George Kittle, so hopefully if he comes back and he's good, he's healthy, they probably will do good. But if not, then I'm kind of scared.
His name is Kittle, not Kettle.
Kittle. I was thinking Kettle.
He's not a weight, but I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. They have a better defense, and I think that last week was kind of a fluke against Denver.
Yeah.
But happy that the Seahawks beat Denver.
I'm not, because I chose Denver.
Hey, we all chose Denver, so everybody got an L for that one. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Bengals at Cowboys. Listen, I'll keep it brief. The Bengals, whenever they were on it, they looked good. The Cowboys didn't score a touchdown. They were the only team not to score a touchdown week 1. They lost Dak Prescott at the very end of the game. He's going to have to get surgery. I'm sorry, but that doesn't look good for CeeDee Lamb fantasy owners at all. So give me the Bengals to bounce back in a huge way.
So you're basically telling me to drop a CeeDee Lamb right now?
Do you have anybody else on your bench?
Yeah, I do. I have other.
Awesome.
Actually, I think he's on my bench, so I don't think it really matters. So
I think keep Ezekiel Elliott because they might rely on him a lot.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the next game, Texans at Broncos.
Ooh, man, I wasn't impressed with either of these teams. I was actually more impressed with the Texans because they were actually able to keep a tie against the Colts, and the Colts are actually really good. I just think, like I was mentioning earlier, I think Matt Ryan, with it being his first game with Indianapolis, they were a little bit shaky. Maybe, there was a fluke. I definitely think Denver will hopefully ride this time. Hopefully, maybe. Not kick. They're at home, so I'm pretty sure they'll probably end up winning this one.
Broncos are still going to finish last in their division, but they should be good enough to beat the Texans.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding. look at the Broncos schedule, just go game by game. And my dad and I did it. We said 5 or 6 games because of their loss to Seattle. It's now like 4 or 5 games.
Ooh.
And this is one of them. So we'll see. Okay, moving on to the next one. Cardinals at Raiders. Both of these teams took a big L. The Raiders, I feel like everybody saw that one being a little bit more competitive. Nobody imagined the Cardinals were going to poop the bed the way that they did. They got embarrassed. It was really, really bad. What happened to the defense? It wasn't there. I think that I'm going to have to go with DJ on this one. I think the Raiders will bounce back. Don't like where the Cardinals are.
Yeah, I don't like them either. I know normally I would choose the dry rub, but after last week's embarrassing loss, not this week.
Yeah, I want to
maybe
see
next week.
Devontae Adams and Carr just go off against this defense.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the Sunday night main event, Bears at Packers. This does not feel like it should be main event, but whatever.
Well, both these teams, well, actually one of these teams won, and it wasn't the Green Bay Packers. But I just don't think the Bears are good enough to win against the Packers. I kind of want to go Bears just for an upset, maybe. You know, screw it. I'm going to go with the Bears just for an upset. I'm thinking about it. If they can go and score 19 points against a good San Francisco defense, they can score probably 19 points against a very crappy Green Bay defense.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Because Aaron Rodgers still owns the Bears, apparently. So I'm going to go with Green Bay.
About that one.
They should be able to bounce back.
Hopefully not.
All right.
Hopefully not.
We'll see. Okay. Titans at Bills. One of these teams looked amazing. One of these teams got upset by the Giants. I'm going to go with the team that looks amazing. They should be able to still be amazing in back-to-back games. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo is hungry for that juicy Super Bowl win.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the very, very, very final game of the week, which is going to be the Minnesota Vikings at Philadelphia Eagles.
And you know, it's funny because I actually thought both of these teams did really good. Minnesota to actually beat Aaron Rodgers, and well, I mean, they were at home, so I mean, you know, but even still, and then Philadelphia kind of surprised me with how many points they scored. But again, it's the Lions. I mean, it's like these teams impressed me, but at the same time, you gotta have to like look at where they were playing and who they were playing. I think just because they're in Philadelphia, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Wow.
Just because they're in Philadelphia.
Skull.
I hope I'm wrong, Ben. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong, but just because they're in Philly, and Philly's a dangerous place.
Okay. Well, I think those fans are going to be quite angry at what Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen is going to do all over that team, that squad.
Yeah. I'm not too comfortable with this pick, but just because they're at home.
That's not a problem.
I'm probably gonna be wrong.
Not a problem. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Chris. Thank you everybody who stuck around and watched the show. We're doing this weekly. I'm trying my best to do this. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe or not. It's totally up to you. And honestly, who knows if this this series will keep going. So
I will keep this going. I will keep it going.
Sure. All right. And that's the final score. Thank you and good night.